we have what I call the list of untouchables, the list of things that you cannot speak on critically, and you cannot critique. In the Black community, we have what I call the list of untouchables. This is the hierarchy of the list of things or entities that you cannot speak on critically, and you cannot critique.
Oh,
And
please give me the list, because now I'm going to go and I'm going to do a series of reels and break down why I'm going to critique them, everything that they've done right, everything they've done wrong. I want the whole list.
All right. Jesus, MLK, Barack Obama.
Boy, you're going too fast now. I got to write these down. This
Okay.
is,
Jesus.
Jesus. We got Jesus.
Okay. MLK.
Jr. Dr. Martin Luther King.
Yeah, yep.
Got him.
Barack Obama. Black women and the Democrat Party. That is the untouchable five.
That's it. So
that's the untouchable five.
Hold on. I need a bigger song. Jesus. Okay.
Jesus. MLK.
Yeah.
Barack Obama. Black women and the Democrat Party. Those are the five untouchables where you cannot speak, especially publicly. You cannot say, you have to treat them as all in the tier of God level. You cannot critique. You cannot criticize. You cannot have questions. And if you don't outright support, you're a hater, you're a sellout, you're a coon, and you're to be shunned from the rest of the community. That's how they function, and that's how they move. And it's the most the level of delusion where the same group that will tell me about systemic racism here, systemic oppression there, and the government is rigged and the white man is running it, when it's their turn to win the election, now we got to trust what the government say. Trust the science, trust the experts, trust the government. So this is the schizo back and forth craziness. I'm looking at it and I'm like, wait a minute. So when it's the guy you don't want in office, when it's the party you don't want in office, we can criticize it. We got these no kings protests and all this BS. I ain't seen no black people there.
You ain't going, because that's for the white liberal. Didn't Malcolm tell you about the white liberal?
Hey. Go ahead. Because this ain't about me. So let me put it back on you. There was a super chat I did want to show. It said from Stefan, Mr. Anderson, how close are we as black people to building our own nation to define a system of our own?
We're very far off. I wish I could say something else. I hope it happens by the time my youngest is my age, but I don't see it happening for two reasons. Number one, a lot of people can be bought. Y'all remember when Al Sharpton was out here protesting, rabble-rousing, hanging out with James Brown? Big fat Al. You know, the real Fat Albert, who's not really Fat Albert. Y'all remember that, right? Oh, where is he now? Oh, he's sitting back, silver permed, at MSNBC making $3 million. He got paid off by Kamala Harris through the National Action Network. During the campaign. He's been kicking it. He's chilling. The other part of that is we do not, and again, you asked the question. Can you put that question back up? Because I want to make sure I hit every point of it. We do not own the banking infrastructure. We do not have our own farming infrastructure. We do not have the best physical fitness. We are probably the most unfit group of people in these yet to be United States. We continue to suffer from the psychosis of not only Stockholm syndrome, and again, not a clinician, but also the disease of white adjacency addiction and having that validation. We also suffer from thinking that we are in a position to demand something from somebody. And again, I say this respectfully. Too many of you are cosplaying as either scholars or gangsters. And you're truly neither. Because the ones who are scholars are only reading the books that back up their already confirmation bias. And the ones who are gangsters are still letting people like George Floyd's killer run around, Derek Chauvin. You're letting George Zimmerman sign bottles of Arizona iced tea and Skittles for kicks. Y'all are not gangster to anybody but people who are in the same position that you're in. And if they try to get up, you're sitting up here calling them everything but a child of God. But here's the truth. You want to know who the real sellouts are? The real sellouts are the people you love and admire. The real sellouts.
Like who?
Okay. So you can say whatever you want to say about Dame Dash. And I get it. The theatrics are a lot.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
get it. The teeth falling out, the patch on the eye, the going back and forth with Cameron, the over extemporaneous use of pause and not in a humorous way like I do it. It's just a lot. I get that.
Mm-hmm.
But the one thing that he does say that I am in lockstep agreement with is, if you're not putting up your own money, you're not a boss. My mama says it a little differently. My 79-year-old mother would say, if I owe you, then you own me.
Yeah.
So how are you in partnership with all of these people who have not done anything to improve the condition of your people? And hey, here's the one nobody likes to talk about. Now, keep in mind, I have been in the entertainment industry in some way, shape, or form since 1987. So tell me how you can get to a certain level, but you can't do anything to help your people. You ever wonder why there's no super conglomerate of all black billionaires or multimillionaires who own record labels, record companies and labels, movie studios, radio stations by and large? You don't see it. And the reason you don't see it is because the people who are the partners, aka the gatekeepers, aka the handlers, will not allow that. And if you try to get off of the square that they tell you to stay on, you're going to get a call. Look, and I bet you didn't touch this if you touch this in your episode, sir, I'm going to tip my invisible hat to you.
What?
When it came to the president or the former president of the United States, do you remember what happened when the NBA players were in the bubble? LeBron was going to lead a strike. All of a sudden, hello. Hey, LeBron, it's Barack. Hey, you're not going to do that. All right. Have a good day. Done.
Wow.
That's what we're up against. We're up against people who are constantly willing to take that check and do whatever they need to do at the expense of the black community. I remember being 13 years old, and that was the first time I realized that somebody possibly, I can't prove it, but I do have 2 connected brain cells, and I'm sure you have many more because, again, you're a clinician. I am not. Do you have Apple TV by any chance, Jeff?
We do. My wife does. I'm an Android man myself.
I understand, but Apple TV has this docuseries I want you to watch. In that docuseries, I believe episode 3, about 22 minutes in, you will hear Magic Johnson talk about what happened when he got the diagnosis. And with that, he said that he sat down with a medical expert, and that medical expert, gave him what the truth was, what the technology was, how he's going to have to take a cocktail of this, that, and the third. And then he says something that I found very, very strange. He says to him, well, you're going to be the face of this thing. Now, I think I'm a little bit older than you. I'm pushing, I can't say the word, but I'm pushing that thing. And 50. And, oh God, that hurt. And the thing of it is, I can remember when HIV AIDS was called the gay cancer.
Yeah.
I can remember the stopgap measure for HIV AIDS being this drug, this experimental drug, which was a failed cancer drug called AZT. Stay with me on this rabbit hole, and I'm going to turn the show back over to you. With that, there was a movie called Philadelphia, and that movie was supposed to give a real gritty look as to what was happening with the AIDS virus with people who were the most targeted. And do you know who the star of that movie was?
What was his name? Tom Hanks?
Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
Denzel Washington was the co-star. He was not the star. Tom Hanks played a closeted gay lawyer who had HIV, eventually turning into full-blown AIDS, and Denzel Washington was the only attorney that would defend him. If you go back and you watch that movie, you see those purple splotches all on his face. You see people with HIV walking around with purple splotches now?
No.
The purple splotches were not caused by HIV or AIDS. It was caused by AZT. And the same doctor who told Magic Johnson that he would be the face of this thing was the same doctor who told everybody go get that jab. His name is Dr. Anthony Fauci. And if you think I'm lying, don't believe Dave. Go watch They Call Me Magic on Apple TV Plus. Then go watch Philadelphia, and you tell me what you come up with. Anytime they tell us that we need to do something, it's funny, but it went overnight Because before Magic, the only black person we saw with HIV
Mm-hmm.
was Arthur Ashe, and Arthur Ashe was out of here. After Magic, then Eazy-E, all these other folks.
Mm-hmm.
But they'll continue to play it in our face, and then we become the face of this thing. We became the face of gayness. We became the face of spreading HIV. We became the face because they decided to fast track some guy who took a check named
Mm-hmm.
J.L. King, and all of a sudden he's on Oprah. You mean to tell me a first-time author out of nowhere that nobody ever heard of, who has horrible syntax, just winds up on the biggest talk show on the face of the planet to talk about the Down Low Brothers?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but again, I'm out of the rabbit hole. I'm off my soapbox, and I yield my time.